There are moments in this fragile journey of life when the heavens seem entirely quiet. You have prayed with an earnest heart. You have wept in the secrecy of your room, and you have spoken your deepest fears into the darkness. But the only response you seem to hear is the gentle echo of your own weary voice. An unshakable uncertainty begins to settle into the corners of your mind, whispering that perhaps your cries are falling on deaf ears. If you are walking through a season of profound silence right now, please know that you are deeply seen, thoroughly understood, and far from alone. The very fact that you remain here, seeking a comforting presence in the quiet, reveals the tremendous hidden strength of your spirit. The silence of the Creator often feels like a heavy sorrow, but it is never an absence. We frequently measure the nearness of divine love by the volume of the answers we receive, but peace requires us to see through a different lens. When circumstances crumble around us, or when wait times stretch into agonizing seasons of exhaustion, our human frailty naturally assumes that we have been left behind. We falsely equate quietness with distance, or even worse, with displeasure. But silence does not mean abandonment. When words are not spoken, it does not mean that love has been withdrawn. Instead of viewing this quietness as a rejection, consider that it might be an intimate invitation. It is an invitation to gently lower the overwhelming volume of the world, to step away from the chaotic noise of our own frantic striving, and to rest in the simple, enduring truth that you are held securely. When you cannot hear an audible voice or clearly see the next step on the path, you are called to lean softly upon the trustworthy character of the one who made you. Think for a moment of a master artisan beautifully shaping a beloved vessel of clay. The craftsman's hands are constantly at work, molding, pressing, refining, and smoothing the rough edges. Yet, deeply engrossed in the delicate process, the craftsman does not speak continuously to the clay. The silence of the artisan is not neglect, it is in fact a sign of profound concentration. You are being lovingly focused upon. There is intricate work happening beneath the surface of your life, work that is too profound to be easily explained in the midst of the ongoing process. It is unmistakably human to become frightened when the fog of grief or confusion rolls in. When bills pile up, when health falters, or when a cherished relationship slowly slips away, we desperately search for a map. We desire a voice thundering from the clouds telling us exactly where to place our trembling feet. The struggle of wanting immediate clarity is a heavy burden that exhausts the human heart. But when that immediate clarity does not come, your daily walk must beautifully pivot from a reliance on sight to a reliance on quiet trust. This means waking up each morning and intentionally choosing to fulfill the humble duties of the day. It means taking a deep breath and whispering a small prayer of gratitude for the dawn, even when your soul is aching for a vast breakthrough. Your simple daily faithfulness in the dark is a magnificent offering of worship. Perhaps the silence is lingering because the answer being prepared for you is far greater and more enduring than the momentary relief you are currently asking for. A quiet season is often a season of profound divine motion. Pieces are being gracefully aligned, circumstances are being shifted in unseen realms, and most importantly, the capacity of your own soul is being expanded so that you can properly carry the blessing that is to come. As we continue this journey of faith together, if these gentle words are bringing a sense of comfort to your spirit today, please consider subscribing to our channel and liking this video. We warmly invite you to share your prayer requests or a comforting reflection in the comments below, so that we may hold you closely in our thoughts and continue to build a beautiful community of hope and peace. Stepping further into this quiet journey, we must bravely address another silent shadow that often haunts the waiting heart. We deeply hold the assumption that silence is a form of punishment. The adversary of our peace loves to introduce guilt into our spaces of waiting. We begin to tirelessly search our past, overanalyzing our missteps and wondering if we have somehow disqualified ourselves from receiving grace and guidance because of our human imperfections. Let your heart be entirely relieved of this heavy burden today. Divine love does not use silence to punish its children. The grace you are offered is not conditional upon your flawless performance, and compassion is never withdrawn simply because you have stumbled. The distance you feel is only perceived through the fractured lens of human insecurity. This prolonged quietness is actually a sacred space meant to draw you inward, to strip away your dependencies on worldly validations, and to gently pull you closer into an unconditional embrace. You are warmly invited to let go of the exhausting need to perform for affection. You do not need to earn the right to be heard. You simply need to bring your authentic, weary self, broken pieces, unanswered questions, and all, and lay them softly down. Practice sitting quietly without demanding an immediate timeline or explanation. Allow the stillness to slowly transform from a space of frantic inquiry into a sanctuary of peaceful communion. There is a magnificent, timeless wisdom established in the waiting. Creation itself intimately understands and teaches us this profound truth. Out in the frozen, gripping stillness of winter, the trees stand bare against the gray sky, and the earth is dramatically quiet. To the casual eye, the forest appears entirely barren and completely dormant. Yet, hidden safely beneath the freezing soil, life is intensely gathering strength. Roots are pushing deeper into the dark earth to find hidden reserves of water. The quiet, cold season is not the tragic end of the tree. It is the absolute necessity for the spectacular and miraculous bloom of the coming spring. You may feel as if you are standing alone in the middle of a harsh spiritual winter right now. The unpredictable winds of tomorrow are blowing, and your spirit feels utterly stripped bare. You may quietly wonder if you will ever feel the vibrant warmth of an answered prayer again. But beneath the surface of your current sorrow, in the secret soils of your soul, your roots are growing astonishingly deep. You are developing a resilience and a foundation of unshakable strength that no summer storm will ever be able to uproot. In this specific season, your most important work is simply to remain planted. Tenderly protect your gentle spirit from the creeping frost of bitterness. Water your soul daily with ancient promises of hope, and bravely guard your tender heart against the slow shadows of despair. Even if all your weary mind can muster today is a faint, trembling whisper saying that you trust, please know that this tiny whisper is a triumphant declaration that echoes majestically throughout the highest heavens. The journey of faith does not promise a life entirely free of unanswered questions, but it firmly promises a presence that will never depart, even when concealed in the quietness. Silence is simply the space where faith learns to stand without needing to be held up by the temporary evidence of immediate results. It is the sacred classroom where we graduate from merely needing God for what He can do, to loving Him entirely for who He is. So, when the heavens are silent, do not assume you have been walked away from. Do not allow your heart to believe that your agonizing tears have evaporated into empty air unnoticed. Every single sigh, every silent tear, and every unspoken longing is carefully gathered and held by hands of infinite mercy. You are being delicately guided through valleys that you could never safely navigate on your own. Rest now in the deeply comforting embrace of this unseen, loving presence. Let the tension gently drop from your tired shoulders. Release the fierce, exhausting grip you have on trying to completely control tomorrow, and allow the quiet, river-like peace of His sovereign care to wash entirely over your weary mind. The long night will eventually yield to the dawn. The quietness will be broken by a voice of perfect love, and the hidden purpose of this silent season will one day be bathed in glorious, healing light. Until that beautiful, anticipated morning finally breaks over the horizon of your life, may your precious soul be completely wrapped in a perfect, undisturbed peace. May your mind be freed from the chains of worry, and may your heart overflow with quiet courage. Walk gently forward today with the absolute assurance that you are fiercely loved, carefully protected, perfectly guided, and never, ever alone.